Congratulations, you made it through the week. I know some of these workouts were really tough, and I'm super proud of you for getting through everything that you did. And if you substituted a workout for something that you love better, awesome. I'm glad you did it, because ultimately that's the point. How this fits into your life is the goal, because it's the unfortunate truth. We're going to have to be putting effort into our health and our well-being for the rest of our lives, in some capacity or another. Sometimes it'll be more of a priority, sometimes it'll be less. Right now, we are making it the biggest priority we can for the next 60 days. Today, we are going to be focused on mobility. We're going to be focused on the 5 drills that my clients use the most regularly and absolutely love. All right? So, all we need for today is a mat. Something soft on the ground, could be a rug. Because we're going to be doing some stuff on the floor, some stuff standing. It's going to be very relaxing, all right? So 10 minutes on the clock. Still, we're sticking to that 10-minute timer. Okay, here we go. We're going to plant our hands directly under our shoulders and our knees directly under our hips. Knees should be about hip width. From here, we're going to tuck our pelvis underneath, point our butt at the ground. We're going to start to round through the rest of our spine, pushing our spine up towards the ceiling. Then slowly untuck the pelvis, pulling your butt towards the ceiling. And then we're climbing up our spine, extending, and our head comes up last. From here, we're going to tuck our chin, push our upper back towards the ceiling, rounding through low back, rounding low to the floor. We'll do this 3 more times. Tailbone goes up. And you may have done cat-cows like this in the past, in yoga or something like that. We're just taking our time to be more intentional about the way our spines move. Most people aren't even aware of how their spine moves. They just know that it doesn't feel good. And they're sick of it feeling that way. All right, one last trip. Extend, climb up, touch in, climb back down. Great. Nothing terrible. Should feel really good. Spine should be feeling nice and loose. From here, we're going to do our next spine drill. So our next spine drill is going to be done, you can do this kneeling or standing, depending on how your knees feel. I like kneeling for this specific thing as we're introducing it, only because it's a little bit more stable. You don't have as much movement from the hips typically that comes when people are standing. But whatever feels comfortable for you today, right? We're gonna cross our arms over our chest. We're gonna flex our spine just like we did in our cat-cow. We're gonna rotate across to the right, almost like we're trying to pull our elbows around to the right. We're gonna side bend to the right, climbing around to the back and right, all the way up through the middle, all the way around to the left, side bend to the left, fold forward as we come through. So notice, hips didn't drop back. They didn't swim outside the side or go forward. We just tried to move the rib cage to the best of our ability. Okay, I'll show you from the side. We're gonna do this 3 more times. I'll show you a couple other setups that we can do. One of my clients loves it this way, so she kind of do it like a prayer pose. It's all about where you're trying to move your rib cage in relation to everything else. So rib cage peels down and we fold forward. If you're doing the prayer position, push your hands together as you do this. Cross to the right. Close the gap between rib cage and pelvis on our right. Now close the gap in the back. And slowly up to the ceiling as we climb up our spine like you're pointing your chest towards the ceiling. All the way across to the left. Around. And we work our way back. Left. Back, extending up, around, back to center. I'll show you my my favorite one. Shout out to Sarah for saying that. Here, and again, I'm not putting pressure on my neck, I'm just kind of locking in between my neck and my head. Extend back and get this really great stretch. Like that first stretch in the morning, all the way around. Back. I find the stretch to the side. This position just amazing. Again, any one of these positions is totally acceptable. Oh, great. All right, ready to come up to standing. Now we're gonna do our shoulder exercise, okay? We're gonna take a split stance, right foot back, left foot forward, left hand on our left hip. Okay, we're going to take our right hand and we're going to open up the armpit. So what I mean by that is from the shoulder, you're going to turn out and kind of reveal your palm to the mirror, camera, to me. You're going to reach your body around as far as you can, all the way up. Dump the water bottle out. So I'm like, almost like I'm checking my wrist, my watch, excuse me. And pour all the way out, the biggest arc you can, all the way around until you're reaching backwards. Right? So your hands at your hip, reach back. If you're reaching for the back seat, open up so the water bottle is not facing up. All the way around, back across. Your palm is up when you're in front of your body, right? I want to make sure your palm is up in front of your body. Palm is, well, kind of up, but like thumb is down when you're behind your body, right? It's gonna allow you to sweep the biggest possible range of motion that you can. Again, pain-free is operative, all right? 2 more. Do this again. And then your range of motion is not going to be my range of motion. So as big as this may look, if you find yourself doing this, it's not shoulder anymore. It's shoulder plus spine plus hip. And we really want to make sure that this is just happening in the shoulder joint because that's where this is the benefit for. Right, same thing other side. Open up that palm, lock the hand into the hip, up and across. Water bottle out. If you are having pain as you do this, all you have to do is make it smaller. So if this is the range of motion that you can do, this is totally cool. It's gonna feel good afterwards, and you're holding a little bit of tension in your body, but you're not tensing like you're trying to hold in a fart in a busy room. Right? Just enough tension so that your body's not swimming around as we do this. We are under control, moving smooth and slow the whole time. Right? And as the weeks go on, we're going to add to this. We're going to make it more full body and show you last one for today or for this section. Okay? We're going to do hip cars. Okay? So in this case, you may want something for balance. I'm going to show you from the front, I'll show you from the side as well. Okay, we're going to stab our heel across our body. Don't let the hips dip, right? We're here. We are coming up into a happy sack position. Finding neutral, open the gate, ankle bone goes up towards the ceiling as the knee comes down. Knees meet, squeeze your butt just a little bit, lift, open the gate again, together, happy sack, stab the heel across, right? Not terrible. Again, if you're swimming, you're finding yourself doing this, make it smaller, right? If your chest is dropping towards the floor, because that's one of the biggest things I see, chances are we're not moving in the right direction, right? It's too big. Make it smaller, because this should be happening in your hip joint and nowhere else. right? Boom. Other side. I'll show you from this side. Using support. Right? Sweeping that ankle out the window. When I do this, I'm not here. When I do this, I'm not here. Right? Neutral. Negate. Ankle bone goes up. Knees come together. Lift. Open. Around. Push that heel across. Notice my hips haven't gotten any closer to the wall. Right? I'm not falling away from you. I'm staying as tall as I possibly can. Making sure that the only thing that's moving is my hip and not my pelvis, right? If I'm doing this, I'm opening up, it's too far. And that's, okay, again, it's not to say that there are strict, rigid rules and this has to be perfect. No, it's just the intent of the exercise is to keep the movement inside the joint itself instead of spreading it to the rest of our body, because the goal with this is to train and sustain health of a specific joint, right? If you're in weeks 1 through 3, you are donezo. And I will see you again tomorrow for your favorite workout of the week. If you are in weeks 3 through 6, you've got another 10 more minutes of mobility coming. And if you're in weeks 6 through 12, strap in because this is gonna get fun, all right? Take care, have a great week. Congratulations, you finished another week. We got this.
All right, welcome to workout number 7, part 2. So we're gonna work on improving our wrist mobility a little bit, and then we're gonna dig into a deeper stretch for your hips. This should feel really good. Your hips should feel nice and loose afterwards. All right, so we're gonna get 10 minutes on the clock. And here we go. So with our wrist cars, we've done kind of cars from head to hip so far. We wanna try pulling into the biggest wrist stretch we can. Tilt towards our pinky side and carve up until our palm is facing us. From here, tilt towards your thumb side. It's not going to be a big tilt. And extend as far as you can. Again, we don't want any pinches. So if you're getting a pinch on this side when you go here, or a pinch on this side when you go here, you want to back off of those spots. But you want to make the biggest circle you can without creepily bringing your fingers back towards you, because that's not your wrist, or shot glass hand, right? You want to be able to, I call it Barbie hand, where it's like your hand is one continuous blade the entire time. We're going to do 5 more circles. This should feel really good. Part of the reason I'm having you do this is because I'm going to have you stretching your hips in a way where your weight's going to be on your wrists for a little bit, and I want to make sure that they're nice and warm. Go ahead and reverse for the last 2. And done. Go ahead and switch to the other side. So I'm holding onto this because I want your wrist to stay facing you. I don't want you to bring in elbows into the game. We're just looking for wrists to play. And you'll notice, especially if you've been doing these workouts every day this week, you will notice that this wrist is probably a little tight, and there may be a side-to-side difference. That's totally normal. It's normal for there to be side-to-side differences in everything, because our bodies are inherently imbalanced. Go ahead and reverse for the last 2. And rest. That should feel really good. You can kind of shake it out. If you're working a desk job a lot, you're gonna love wrist stretches. It's gonna be super important, especially even stretching your hands. That's gonna be really important for releasing the tension here, and you'll also notice you'll either get this to go away or this to go away by getting your hands and your wrists to move better. Right? So into our hip stretch. So this is what I use very regularly with my clients. So you're gonna be in kind of a plank position. You're gonna slide the left foot back, and you're gonna try to spin the ankle bone underneath you, and then place your knee behind it. So we don't wanna be way out here and in like a modified pigeon pose. I want this knee to be directly under your hip, okay? So in that, you want to shift over that leg. You don't want your knee to be shooting out to the side. If you need a deeper stretch than this, you can crank your other leg forward, pushing your knee further into your ankle. All right, I'll spin around so you can kind of see both sides of this. A little break dancing. So in this, we are hanging out in this stretch you've already been in here for about 30 seconds. We're gonna be here for another minute and a half. In this, I just want you to breathe. You can tilt your pelvis just a little bit so you can sink a little deeper into that stretch. Stay over that knee. If you need a pad under your knee, make sure you throw a couch cushion under there. If you're feeling too much pressure on your wrists, you can elevate your hands or put your elbows on yoga blocks or the couch in front of you. I'll show you that on the other side. All right? We're here for another minute. Big breaths. Should feel really nice, a nice deep stretch. We don't need to go too far because then our pelvis will start to rock and we're kind of cheating through our low back. We don't want any stress in your low back on this. We just want it to be about that right hip. And there's a lot of different ways you can do this stretch. This is just one of them. If you check out the troubleshooting toolkit, there's a bunch more stuff in there for hips if your hips are feeling really, really tight. All right, so now before you leave this stretch, you are going to squeeze where you feel the stretch. So what I'm trying to do is actually sweep my ankle bone back through, but my other knee is stopping that from happening. So I'm squeezing the stuff deep in my hip, and I'm trying to almost push myself out. If you notice though, I'm not moving anywhere. This is called an isometric contraction, basically a squeeze. So holding that squeeze for another 10 seconds. I know this feels like forever. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. You're gonna take a big deep breath and you're gonna try to pull your ankle bone off of your knee. It's not gonna actually move, but you should feel the front side of your hip starting to kick on, right? You're not actually trying to win. You're just trying to squeeze the front side of your hip stuff. Holding that for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release. Hang out in this stretch for another 15 seconds just to kind of let your body recognize, ooh, this is nice. I like this. The tension should melt away. If your hip was kind of screaming in that stretch, it should feel much, much lighter as you go into the next side. All right? So on the next side, I'm going to show you kind of what this looks like from an elevated position, where I'm cranking this foot under, I'm bringing my knee down, and I'm shifting my weight over. So I don't want my left knee to be far outside of my pelvis. I want to stay over that hip, getting a nice deep stretch as I do this. Again, it should feel like right through here on the booty stuff. We're gonna hang out for another minute and a half here. Minute and a half to 2 minutes. 2 minutes is kind of the gold standard. I won't go into all the biology for that. There's a bunch of that stuff in the troubleshooting toolkit. That's all of your like deeper mobility content lives there. So if you ever want to do a deep dive on mobility, it's all in there. Breathing and stretching. And as this relaxes, the screaming kind of quiets, you can pull yourself into a slightly deeper stretch if you've got it, right? We want to kind of keep a little bit of tension in that hip because we don't want our pelvis to just cheat out. So if you need to, you can come down a little bit, but keep your weight over that hip. So what I mean is, we don't want this to happen where my knee is shooting out that way. I want to stay on top of that hip as I do this. It may be helpful to back up to something like a wall. So you can, I don't know if you can see my foot is pushing into the fireplace. So that's to help me not slide on the mat. Forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Breathe and relax. Breathe and relax. Like I always say, side-to-side differences are normal and no playing in painful ranges of motion. motion. All right, from here, we're gonna go ahead and start to squeeze. Gently contracting that stretchy stuff. Holding for 30 seconds. 28, 27, 26, 25. I know this feels like forever. Eleven, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Big breath. Front side hip stuff. Squeeze. Ooh, it's gonna cramp. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly release. Sink deeper into the stretch if you can. Good, relax. From here, we're gonna go into one last hip car, just to kind of click save on that range of motion. So it's the exact same as what we did when we were standing, just done. So very similar to what we've done in the past. Up, dog at the fire hydrant, heel goes towards ceiling, knees come together, and then reverse, up, out, around, down. Same thing other side, up, out, ankle bone goes up, around, knees together, kick straight up towards the ceiling, knee goes to the side, kind of a Captain Morgan-y position, and together. All right, that was part 2. Your hips should be nice and happy. If you need to, because you were on your wrists for a while, you can always repeat those wrist cars just to get a little bit of tension relief. Get these things to relax just a little bit more. One of my clients likes to do kitten claws because she has such tense hands that by bending her hands, it allows her to get into her wrists a little bit more, whatever feels comfortable for you. All right? You're all done if you're in weeks 4 to 6. Excuse me, and if you're in weeks 7 to 12, you got another 10 minutes coming. It's gonna be nice and relaxing.